Hi guys, so this is going to be Liliana's 1 month update. She has grown so much since I've had her. She just pooted on me. And you're laughing about it, huh? Say, I got some gas. This girl's always got gas. Always. Um, anyways, um, we are still in our PJs, as you can see. I'm still in mine. I haven't even hardly done anything with myself yet today. It's going to be really nice out today, and I think we're going to be taking the kids to the park. It's supposed to get up to 70, so I'm looking forward to that. And getting her out of the house. But I had got on the scale and then got on the scale holding her to determine her weight. And according to it that way, she is 8 pounds now, so that is amazing. That's quite a bit from where she was when I had her. She was only 6 pounds, 7 ounces, and then she dropped to 6'2" when we came home from the hospital, so she has grown quite a bit, and she's a chunk. She is also 20.5 inches long now, and when she was born, she was 19. So she was on the small side. Yeah. Yes, you were. But I can definitely tell a difference. We've already had to adjust her car seat because the straps have gotten snugger on her, and she was really just kind of squeezed in there. So we loosened those up a little bit. And I can just overall tell how much bigger she's gotten since she was a newborn, comparing, to what it was like bringing her home from the hospital and then what it's like now putting her in the car seat when we're having to go somewhere. It's amazing how fast they grow. She is 4 weeks, and let's see, she turned over 4 weeks on Monday, and today is Friday, so she is 4 weeks and, let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days. So yeah, she is definitely doing so much more now than what she used to. She's staying awake for longer periods. She likes to stay awake anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, and then you're just listening to me. She's a good listener. She loves listening to people talk to her. Yeah, she stays awake for longer periods. She takes one good long nap during the day, and that's in the afternoon. She will nap around noon, between 11 and 12, or maybe even 1. Normally 1 o'clock is the time that she goes down for her afternoon nap. And then she doesn't wake up until my husband gets home from work, which is 4 or 5 o'clock. So that's her long nap of the day. And then the rest of them are just like maybe 1 hour, 2 hour naps at the most. So, not too bad. Her days and her nights are pretty regulated, I have to say, because at night she sleeps for longer periods, like she does that one long nap during the day. She'll sleep at night for a good 4-hour stretch and then wake up for a feeding, and I'll go ahead and change her. And she's now drinking 4 ounces. I just started doing that with her. We was doing 3.5, and then I just actually switched over to 4 ounces 2 days ago. So she's doing really well with that. She hasn't been spitting up or anything. I mean, she spits up a little bit, but it's not as bad as it was with Caleb. Caleb had really bad acid reflux, and she doesn't have that, so that's really good. Her head strength has gotten a lot better. She is able to hold her head up for longer periods of time, and she moves it from side to side, and she grunts all the time. Everyone always thinks she's trying to take a poop, but she's just a grunter. She loves grunting. Yeah. She's got my husband's head shape. And she's a very sweet baby girl. She's very sweet. She loves to cuddle. She's a very sweet snuggler. As you can see. She loves her mama. I don't always like to keep her on her back. I like to sit her up like this because after a while, I'm sure they get kind of sore, so I change up her positions as much as I can. I have started doing the rice cereal in her bottles again. She's been doing really good with it, so we just started it up again, and we're continuing with it, because now that she is a little over a month old. You're just all over the place, aren't you? She rolls now. She rolls from side to side. Yeah. Don't puke on me. She's got some baby acne. and I've been giving her baths every day, every other day. There may be 2 times out of the week that I don't give her a bath every day consistently just because I don't want to dry her skin out. But we do still use the Johnson's hand and face wipes, and I wipe her down, you know, in her hair and stuff, because she's still got some of the dry, loose skin around her scalp and on her scalp, and I don't want that to turn into real bad cradle caps, so I do what I can, you know, to keep it from getting bad, because it was really, really bad with Timothy, my first boy, so definitely don't want to have to deal with it with her, so we've been trying to keep her head and scalp as clean as we possibly can. She's started cooing a little bit, not a whole lot, but she just kind of, you know, coos just a teeny tiny bit. Yeah, do you see yourself? Ooh. Oh, she sees herself. Say hello, everybody. Quite a few people are starting to say that she looks a lot like my husband, Tim. I'll have to post a picture of him here so that you guys can compare the difference or similarities, depending on if you think she looks like him or me. Here recently, a lot of people are just starting to say that she looks a lot like him. So, you know, I guess, you know, if she does, she does. But I can definitely see that she looks a lot like I did in my baby pictures. I need to go dig out some of my baby pictures and show you guys. So I feel like she looks like me, like in the mouth area, but she definitely looks a lot like Caleb did when he was a baby. Oh goodness. Something else is she has been having some really bad congestion, and I don't know if it's just because of the weather changing and everything, because, you know, we go from winter and then we go from like hot days like it's summer, and then we go from winter and then hot days, and it's just the weather here is just not very steady. One day it's hot, the next day it's snowing. Actually, it's going to be 70 today, and here in the next couple days on, oh, when is it? Monday or Tuesday, we're supposed to be getting snow showers. So it's pretty crazy. But, yeah. She, has been having some really bad nasal congestion. I've been using, Little Remedies, or actually it's called Little Noses, I think. Saline solution, you squirt it in their nose. And if you don't have it and you have a newborn, you can actually make up your own. I think it's like 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and then like a couple cups of warm water. And then use a bulb syringe. And what I like to do with her is I will tilt her at an angle like this, so that whenever I squirt it in her nose, it gets up in here and it loosens all the hard boogers up, and then I will suction it out. And she's been just having a lot of mucus. It's mainly in the right nostril, yeah. So yeah, she's been having that a lot for the last week. I'm having to do, you know, suctioning every single day, probably 2-3 times a day. The nighttime is the worst, and early morning hours around 5 o'clock. But yeah, sometimes it gets to the point where it sounds like she's kind of swallowing her tongue, because she'll like that, you know, because babies are nose breathers. They don't breathe out their mouth. So you got to keep their nose, their airway, you know, clear. So been doing that a lot here recently with her, and I don't really like to use the bulb syringes a lot because I've heard those can actually make, you know, the tissues around the opening of the nostrils swell if you use them too much. So I don't like to use them that much. Let's see, what else can we tell them about you? She is still in newborn clothes and diapers. However, I have been able to put 0 to 3 month outfits on her, and they're a little bit bigger than newborn, but she can still fit into them. Newborn diapers, she still wears. They're the best fit for her right now. However, she can wear size 1. I've actually got some size 1s that she'll be wearing this week. They're just a little bit more, there's more play whenever I have to put the little straps over the front. But other than that, you know, they do work. They fit her pretty good. Yeah. But her schedule is eat, sleep, poop, pee, and look around. That is her schedule. She loves car rides. She's not too bad. If she was to wake up around, 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm having to take my son to school, And I, feed her a bottle. Sometimes she'll fall back asleep in the car, but most of the time, if she wakes up that late, that close to me having to leave the house, she's awake, in the car seat. She doesn't fall asleep. And she gets a little bored and she'll get a little cranky and start crying. So luckily I'm only gone from the house for about 15-20 minutes, so it's not too bad. But yeah, most of the time she does pretty good though. She'll sleep in the car seat and does pretty good. She has only projectiled like a couple times being in her car seat, and that had happened back when she was first born, and she hasn't done it since. But my thing is, I have to make sure before I leave the house to go anywhere with her that she has ate and she's had time for her stomach to settle, the formula for at least a good 35-45 minutes. And I have to make sure she burps, because if she doesn't, then she will spit up a little bit. But, yes, ain't that right? Yeah. Her hair, she hasn't lost any hair. I feel like it's lightening up in some spots, though. And, the reason why I like to wash it every day is because baby's skin is so sensitive. And if you look on top, sometimes it can get a little oily, especially down the center where the most part of the hair is. And to me, I'm just like, oh, that looks gross. I've got to wash her. I got to have a clean looking baby. But yes, I love to bathe her. She loves baths. It's obviously, you can definitely tell she's a female. Us as females, we love our baths. And I get her water in her tub a little bit warm. And it's kind of like lukewarm. I don't get it hot, I get it lukewarm. And then I'll put some bubbles in there, and I'll take her little rag and I'll squirt or squeeze the water from the rag onto her body and stuff. And she just lays there. She enjoys it. And we usually keep her in there for about 15-20 minutes, and we do that every evening between 5 and 6 o'clock. And that actually, the reason I'm doing it this way is because I'm kind of doing it to kind of get her used to a schedule where when she knows she's getting her bath, she'll get her rice bottle, after she wakes up from her nap, her afternoon nap, and she'll get her bath, and then she'll get her rice bottle between 7 and 8, and then, kind of get used to that routine, and then she'll start to kind of settle herself into a routine where she adjusts, her days and her nights. But she is actually doing really, really good, and she has ever since I've brought her home from the hospital. The first night home was really rough, but after probably the first week is when I started to notice that she was doing pretty good for her age, because not a lot of newborns will sleep a good 4-hour stretch, 5-hour stretch throughout the night. So she has. So I've been pretty blessed with this one too. I was worried that she wouldn't be a good sleeper, and she really is. Caleb was too. Timothy, my firstborn, was not. He was something else to get to put to sleep. It took me forever to get that boy to sleep. But she loves to be rocked in the rocking chair. That is her favorite spot. It's like she knows whenever I go to sit down in the recliner, because if she's crying and she senses that I'm kneeling myself down in a recliner, she will instantly calm down. And she loves to be rocked. And her swing, we finally got the motor in for it. And she loves it. I actually have to put it on. She enjoys the heartbeat sound. Oh, do you see her swing? Do you see her swing? But she loves the heartbeat sound. I can put on the classical music too, but she enjoys that heartbeat sound a lot more. She'll sleep in her swing for a longer period if I have it on that setting. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I can tell him about you. She goes to the doctor at 2 months, so in another 3.5 weeks, actually, she'll go back to the doctor. She'll get shots. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Yes. So she'll be getting shots, and it'll be a well checkup. But yeah, she did have, I don't remember if I told you guys this, and actually she still does, because I can feel it right here. Right here. It's right in this area. Right there where my finger is. She has got like a knot. And I don't know, I've actually mentioned it to her doctor, and he said that he believes it's just from the cranial platelets where they're not fused together. But he does want me to keep an eye on it and make sure that over time it doesn't feel like it's getting bigger. And I've been feeling it every day, and it feels like it's the same size. It actually feels like it's smaller, I guess because maybe her head's gotten bigger. So that's a good sign. But when she goes back to the doctor at 2 months, I'm going to have him check it again and just double check, make sure. Because I've never noticed that on any of my kids. However, she was the smallest baby I've ever had, and you could actually see the line up here on top of her head where the, where you could see like the skull wasn't fused. Oh goodness, you don't want that. She still takes her gumdrop pacifiers. She really likes them. Oh, tell him all about it. Tell him all about it. Are you gonna get mad? Huh? I think she went potty. Yeah, so we're gonna have to make this quick, huh? She looked at me like, yeah, Mom. Okay, alright. So she still takes gumdrop pacifiers. She loves those. We got her the Tommy Tippy bottles. She enjoys those. I do use the Similac bottle at night for her rice cereal only because it's the nipple that I've punched the biggest hole in for that reason. And I don't want to punch holes in her Tommy Tippy bottles because, they're new and they're not cheap. So, the Similac bottle, she is doing a little bit better with it. Aww. Aww. You want to see yourself again? Do you want to see yourself again? Oh, and she does not like the hiccups. She does not like them. Say hello. Hello. Every time she gets hiccups, she does not like them. No, she don't. We still co-sleep with her. She does not sleep by herself. She loves sleeping up against Mommy. Yeah. I do lay her in her crib every day, though, and I'll turn her mobile on to get her kind of used to that, because once she's on a really good schedule and it's predictable, when I get her asleep, I will be sitting her, in her crib, and we will get her adjusted and transitioned. Probably, my goal is around 6 months, no later than 6 months. Sooner would be better. Oh, baby girl. But we'll just see how she does before we actually make a commitment to doing it. Oh, no. You're right. I just need to change your diaper. Yeah. She's been up for a couple hours, so she's getting sleepy too. She'll get like this when she gets sleepy. She'll want to go down for her nap. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. I feel like I'm forgetting so much, though. But, it's only been a couple weeks and not a lot has really changed with her as far as, her development goes. She's still pretty much the same as she was then, except now she stays awake for longer periods, and she's smiling at me now whenever I'm talking to her, and she coos just a little bit. So, oh, and something else, whenever I give her a bath and I put lotion on her, I can take her, even whenever I don't take her hand, I don't know if I'll try to show you guys real quick, but if I massage the palm of her hand, she starts to smile a little bit, and I'll try it for you guys real quick, but she's not very happy with me right now, so we'll see. Alright, let's show them. Let's see. Let me see your hand. So, yeah, I don't know if it just tickles her or if it's just that type of stimulation where she's like, ooh, that's nice. But she didn't do it for me that good that time because she's very cranky right now. I'm definitely a girl. Yeah, I'm very hormonal. I go back to the doctor in April here in the next couple weeks, and I am having the Marina placed. My husband was talking about getting a vasectomy, and I've actually Googled videos on YouTube, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a sensitive area. Like, how could any man want to do something like that? That just, oh. And my husband is vasovagal. He passes out, so the urologist looked at him whenever he was wanting to do it. Whenever he told him he was vasovagal, urologist was like, sorry, I'm not performing that procedure on you. I can't risk it, and then you go into cardiac arrest, because whenever he has a vasovagal episode, he passes out and his blood pressure drops and his heart rate drops. So doctors like that do not want to mess with putting, surgical procedures on the line, and then putting their health and life at risk. Urologist did say he has, seen it happen. So I was like, well, I'm not letting my husband do it. So I am going to be having the Mirena put in. I've heard it's 99% effective. I have asked a lot of people about their personal experiences with them. I guess with every birth control, you're going to see pros and cons. Everybody's bodies are different, so if it didn't work for one person, it doesn't mean it's not going to work for the next. I'm going to give it a try and just see how I like it. If it works out, wonderful. It's good for 5 years. If we decide we want kids, I can have it taken out, but we're not going to have any more kids. She's the last one. We are done. Yes, we are done. 3 is a lucky number for me, and she's a girl. I've got my 2 boys and my girl finally, so I am pleased. I am blessed. I am happy with my 3. 3 definitely came on as a big difference than 2. I have to say it was a bigger change than just going from 1 to 2, or just having 1 for the first time. Having 3 is a lot more challenging. You've got more coming out of you during the day as far as your energy level goes. You're having to really just do a whole bunch. Hey. Especially when you got a toddler. And my oldest is in school, so when he gets home, we've got homework, and got a toddler that's still in diapers, trying to get him potty trained, and a newborn. So I am a very busy mom. But I'm doing it, and I was going through postpartum depression really bad. I'm still on Zoloft, 25 milligram. It's actually 50 milligram. I'm only taking half, so I'm only getting 25 milligram. And I was having some terrible symptoms, not from the medicine, but from the postpartum depression. I actually had it the worst I've ever had with any of my kids. And that's another reason why I don't want any more kids, because I just feel like this time around it was worse. I was having unwanted thoughts of harming myself, not of harming my kids, but myself. Just because the depression was so bad, I didn't want to live with myself anymore. I was not happy with my life, and told my doctor about it, and she put me on the Zoloft, and up until last week, I started feeling like I was my normal self again, and she's only going to keep me on it for 2 weeks. She's going to be taking me off of it. So, yes, postpartum depression is not a fun thing to go through, especially when you've got this wonderful little baby that you just want to take in the enjoyment of it, and you can't, because everything you do, everywhere you go, everyone you hang around with or talk to, depression is there in the back of your mind. I'm here, and it really takes away your interest in things that you had an interest for. I've got my own boutique, Ribbons Boutique, and I make bows and stuff, and I had no interest in that at all whatsoever. I'm just now getting back into it again, and when you're sleep deprived and you're going through postpartum depression, you're on a medication for it, you don't have that good of an appetite, your body's going through so many changes as it is, with your hormones and everything fluctuating, it really takes a toll on your body, and a man would not understand what a woman goes through when it comes down to that. Because it is a very, I don't want to say a private medical condition, because a lot of women don't like to talk about it, because as soon as they do, they automatically feel like they have people judging them. But you feel like sometimes you can't really talk to certain people, because it takes someone from the outside looking in to see what you're really going through. It's hard to talk to someone that is emotionally involved. I didn't really feel like I could talk to my husband, because I felt like, he didn't really understand. He's a man, he's a guy, But I did talk to him, and believe it or not, he was actually going through a form of postpartum depression shortly after I had her, within the first couple weeks. And it was the same symptoms as I was having, except him being a guy, he's already on an anti-anxiety medication, so he didn't go through it as long. It's just a change, trying to adjust to this new baby, and getting on a new schedule, getting used to a new normal, you know? And it takes a toll on the man too. It really does. And men don't talk about their problems. So unless you actually talk to your husband and you have good conversation, your man may have experienced it. And it kind of broke my heart whenever I found out he was, you know, going through it, because I know what it feels like and it sucks. It really, really does. But we're both doing so much better now. Like I said, he only went through it for the first couple weeks. I went through it up until last week. So we're all just now getting adjusted and getting into this new normal routine and stuff. But it definitely did take me the longest with having her. This is a really long video, so I will have to go ahead and stop it now. That's pretty much everything that, as far as development and everything that's going on with her. Any changes, I'll, you know, update on my Facebook page. I post pictures there all the time. And, yeah, so I guess the next time I talk to you guys will be for a 2-month update about her. I will try to get some videos and pictures and different things like that so I can continue to update, you know, weekly, bi-weekly. But however, definitely go check me out on my Facebook fan page, because I stay pretty active on there. It's just kind of hard to make a video at times and, you know, get that time in there so that I can actually take the time and make one, having a newborn and being busy with a toddler and an 8-year-old that's in school. So, yes. Anywho, that is everything, and I will let you guys go, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye, guys.